One of the things that bothers me is when I talk to people about marriage education, they think I'm talking about premarital education. Premarital education is one place along the life cycle where you can deliver this information, and it's a very good place, but there are lots of other places, like in middle school and high school and college, and to dating couples and cohabiting couples, and couples who've had a child out of wedlock or several children out of wedlock, newlyweds, engaged couples, premarital, new parents, parents of adolescents, one of the danger points, second half couples, empty nest couples, and couples on the very brink of divorce who've already separated, all out of love, it's over, hopeless, can go to a marriage education class and turn it around. I've had many, many stories like this just in my own family. It's easy because I'm from a very big family. So that's what it is. Wait, what did I just say? No. What was it before? What was it? What? Marriage education. On the who it's for? Yeah, who it's for. Okay, and what are we teaching? What are we teaching in these marriage education classes? I had a brain warp where I was thinking of something I said today on the radio that I kind of regretted. When I mention my family, it's made me think of it. Okay, so what are we teaching in these marriage education classes? I know, I was saying what marriage education is and isn't, and it's not just premarital education, it's along the whole life cycle. And then what are we teaching? That's what I was going to go to next. We're teaching 3 basic streams of information. Okay, we're teaching the benefits of marriage, because when you take your marriage vows, you say for better and for worse. But most couples don't really think it's going to get that much worser, And when it gets really worser, and it's really down there being worse, it's really important that couples know the benefits of marriage. And we haven't been good as a culture. We've been saying, all family forms are equal, as long as kids have one adult or something. The research is overwhelming and compelling, and it's really, really clear that marriage benefits men, women, and children. Intact first marriages benefits men, women, and children on everything we can find to measure. And it's important to get that information to couples as part of our marriage education programs. The second stream of research-based information that we need to get them is what to expect in marriage. People can do almost anything if they know what to expect, if they know what's coming next and they know how to prepare for it. We tell people about how to date. We tell them how to get engaged. We tell them how to do a wonderful, elaborate wedding. We tell them how to do a honeymoon. There are a few books about what to expect when you're expecting, but those are mostly about body changes and a baby crying and that kind of thing. We don't really tell them what to expect in marriage. We don't give them a roadmap. And if we would give people a roadmap, they could do it much better, because expectations everything in life. The third stream of research-based information are the behaviors that predict success and the behaviors that predict failure. To me, it's almost criminal that we have spent tax dollars in our universities and we now know this information and we're not getting it to people, because marriage is one of the most important health indicators, health predictors. It predicts health, wealth, and well-being and happiness more than anything else. And we're not getting it out there, which... One of the really good pieces of news is that the government has been watching what we were doing for 12 years. I mean, we were no dummies. We held the first few meetings in Washington, D.C., and we invited anyone that would come over from the government to come for free, come and look. And they did look, and so they watched, and they said, we're spending billions and billions of dollars downstream on family breakdown, and what is the government supposed to do? Well, it's supposed to do a couple of things. One is to protect the citizens from outside invaders, and the other one is to educate us about how to take care of ourselves from pollution or smoking or, all the bad things. Help us be smarter about taking care of ourselves. So the government said, this marriage education stuff looks like it's doing pretty well. They watched us for 10 years. And then Congress voted landmark legislation, history-making legislation, and they did what I call, in 2006, they voted on an experiment or a contest. They said, we're going to have a contest. They call it a call for grants, but I call it a contest. And they said, send in your grants and tell us how you want to, for the next 5 years, look at how you would help get this marriage education information that looks like a pretty good idea, how you would get it out to different populations in our country. And so people sent in their grants, and they read the grants, and they awarded the money, $150 million a year for 5 years. That was good news because it was affirmative. It meant that the government, you know, they're not going to fund something without looking it over. So they looked at the research, they looked at the programs we've developed, they looked at the whole idea, and they got the Senate and Congress to approve it, which is why we are in California tonight. When I said we take the conference all around the country to a different state to try to pollinate in different areas. You know, when we leave, we hope we leave a lot of trained marriage educators and a lot of coalition members behind. But we've never brought it to California because California is really expensive, okay? It's really hard to bring a conference here, our kind of conference where people aren't funded by IBM or something. But we felt that we really just had to do it because when the grants were awarded, California got more money than anywhere in the country. Now that still is not much money. I think it's like 32 cents a person or something per year, which is kind of insulting when you know that the problem is so big, $146 billion a year, and it's just this little bit of money. But not only did California get the most money, they have an incredible, extraordinary team on the ground. And we know in this marriage education movement that everyone is watching California. All eyes are on California. And you know, the old saying is that as California goes, so goes the nation. And we hope that that's true because we have such optimism and enthusiasm, and we're looking at California with this really guarded hope. And we really are looking for them to develop models. The government money is designed to develop models that the rest of us can all use. We're also very excited about the California model because the California team is so incredibly generous. They believe in giving it away. They give away whatever they're doing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say. I want to say, yes, I do, before I go into the next phase. I want to say that the marriage education programs, there has been an explosion of these programs. When we first met in 1997, we had a little tiny meeting in a little tiny exhibit area. And each year there are more programs, more exciting, more innovative programs. And I hope you will. I know this is a crazy, jam-packed meeting, but I hope you will find a way to make time to visit the exhibit area. It's like a conference within itself. And so try to do that maybe at lunchtime. At lunch, the hotel is going to be selling sandwiches in the exhibit area, which will make it easier. You can buy a sandwich and go around, try not to drip on the exhibits when you're eating, but they don't care. They just want you to come by. So do that. And then the other thing about this meeting that is important is like Harville Hendricks and Helen LaKelly Hunt were talking about the in-between last night. Well, what's so important at this meeting is it's the one time each year we're all gathered in one place. And the in-between is very important. And by that I mean the in-between the people, but I also mean the in-between the scheduled sessions. And there's not much time, but don't rest while you're here. Rest when you get home. Try to get up in the morning at 7:30 and go to the roundtables. Try to drag yourself to the networking meetings at the end of the day. They are really important, you know, this coming together of people. Look in your pack.